I think that guy right there was from North Carolina. He's like, yeah, we need to renegotiate this deal to make the league stronger. But he's probably like, we need to renegotiate this deal so I can leave sooner. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master Football, back at it again. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on all things EA college football, subscribe to this channel right now. I also do some Madden, some pro football, and college football videos as well. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, so here we are in the midst of a bunch of conference realignment chatter. And again, everybody knows right now that there's just so many reports out there, this and that. There's so many conflicting things. But that being said, I want to go over something I saw today on Sikkim 365 Sports. They have a really solid channel. They do a great job. Again, cover Baylor and the Big 12. They were knee deep in this conference realignment stuff last year, and they are now back in it again, because this time though, the Big 12 was the one being plucked, and now they could potentially be a plucker. Who knows what's going on there? We'll have to see what's going to go on there. But let's go over that report that they have real quick, and then we'll get going. So like I said, here we are on the rumor of ACC renegotiating their contract. We're going to go over that source, some questions, and then some following actions from there. Let's go.
This is a quote in an article. We're going to have Michael Coe from WCHL. He's a sports reporter. He also does work for chapelboro.com. Here's a quote from the Chancellor of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
So here we go. We have that quote from the Chancellor. He says, I'm optimistic we're going to get a better contract. I think ESPN recognizes the importance of a strong ACC, which it really is. It's an incredibly strong conference. One thing that I'm proud of as a Chancellor of UNC Chapel Hill is the ACC, well known in excellence in academics and in athletics. I think we've proven that, and I think it is the right fit for Carolina. No realignment moves have been made since USC and UCLA stunned the country, made their moves in late June, but the rumblings of potential moves have been ubiquitous since then. There's no guarantee that the ACC as we know it will exist in a year's time or even in a month, but Carolina is well positioned to go wherever it wants and may carry the fate of the historic conference with it. Well, that's not exactly oh yeah, everything's great, no, ACC is all fine. I think there's a lot of things that are coming off of that we need to talk about. So let's get into some of those questions and then those following actions from there on what I think is actually going to happen. Let's go. A couple of questions to ask here. Who is actually bringing this up? How much leverage does the ACC think they have? Which teams are sought by other conferences that are in the ACC? And which teams does the ACC want to bring in? So from my perspective, answering each of these questions, who is actually bringing this up? Remember, the ACC has a current deal with ESPN. There's going to be some talks about them renegotiating that deal. And again, that was the UNC chancellor there. So who do you think is pulling the strings? Well, maybe what if there's another big conference that expanded recently, added two reasonably close teams from another conference, and they possibly want to add more, and they're close by, and they're managed by ESPN with their TV deal. Oh, that would be the SEC. You kind of see what I'm talking about there. So what's happening right now is the ACC is locked until 2036. That's a ridiculously long time. Pac-12 is up in 2024. Big 12 is up in 2025. There's a couple other things like that. I know the SEC has already got their crazy deal with ESPN, but the ACC is kind of locked. However, what if they were to unlock that deal? Remember, if the big question I think is does the SEC think it can make more money with the ACC and SEC intact right now, or with the best from the ACC in the SEC moving forward, and the rest of the ACC be damned? Those are the questions I want you to kind of bring up there. Remember here, how much leverage does the ACC think they have? I think that was UNC, and I think that UNC is one of those teams. I think it was UNC, and there were a couple others that were rumored at being invited to the SEC, possibly even the Big Ten. I mean, I think Virginia's up there. You need to be a good school and a team that's effective on the football field. So how much leverage does the ACC think they have? I think that North Carolina has some leverage. I think that Florida State has some leverage. I think that Clemson has some leverage. I think that Miami has some leverage. How much do I think Boston College has? Wake Forest? I don't know. Which teams are sought by other conferences? Well, it's already been kind of listed out there. There's Virginia out there. Virginia and Virginia Tech could potentially go to the Big Ten. And again, that's reasonable. But remember, there's no rules here. There's no reason why Clemson can't go to the Big Ten. But then I also know that, Florida State, actually it's been rumored that Florida does not want Miami in their conference, which is a little crazy there. But North Carolina is one that's going to be a big chip out there for people to go get. Solid football, great in basketball, really, really, you know, a market right now that's untapped by the SEC or the Big Ten, so they would be sought after by those other conferences. And then, you know, a couple other schools like that. I think that, you know, Virginia is a legendary school. I mean, that's several presidents went to Virginia, so that's one. I know they're not a great football program, but they can turn it around. Which teams does the ACC want to bring in? So let's just say that the ACC has an opportunity to expand. Now, again, I know my boy Golden Blue Dude. I love my boy Golden Blue Dude. He is all over the fact that West Virginia is being sought to be brought in. At the same time, I mean, you know, UCF's out there. What else? What else we got here? We got Cincinnati's a solid option. Those are a couple that they could bring in. Now, I know the market's in this and that, but I'm basically saying that if the SEC wants to bring somebody in, they're probably not going to be able to pull from the SEC or the Big Ten, so it'd probably have to be Big 12 and or, you know, group of 5 teams. So what are some falling actions here? So these are all hypotheticals, but if the ACC renegotiates its deal and they're able to move teams before that 2036 date, big-time ACC schools will be pillaged for the Big Ten and the SEC. It is what it is. I think that guy right there was from North Carolina. He's like, yeah, we need to renegotiate this deal to make the league stronger. But he's probably like, we need to renegotiate this deal so I can leave sooner. Depending upon how many schools are taken, the ACC may pillage from other leagues. Like I said, if they have 14 right now, what if 4 leave, then they'll only have 10. That being said, though, first of all, I'm going to bring back that section, that idea here in a second, 10 with the ACC. But the American and Big 12 would be sure to be targets of the ACC. Like I said, I think that's, you know, Cincinnati, West Virginia, who have already been, West Virginia's been rumored. I don't know how strong the rumors are. UCF's a solid school, a solid up-and-coming school. I don't know if they're on the... We'll see, but I know that UCF's football brand is on par with Duke's football brand for sure. And then remember here, it's already been discussed that an ACC and a Pac-12 merger of some sort, but it would be Pac-12 with 10 teams. So if it got to 10 teams, let's just say 4 of them leave, you know, Florida State, Clemson, Miami, and North Carolina, boom, they all go. Then the ACC and the Pac-12 with only 10 members, they could have round-robin conference tournaments and then have their champs play each other. So everybody, if you have 10 opponents, you play 9 of them, and then whoever's first place plays each other in a conference championship game. That would be pretty crazy. It'd be a 20-team kind of super league. It'd be really, really cool. That is an option. Again, all my ideas. So just want to make sure we, you know, if that happens, just give me like $1 or something. All right, guys, what are your thoughts on those things right now? Get in the comments right now and let me know. This is a fluid situation. Do you think they actually want to renegotiate the deal? Or do you think that North Carolina wants them to renegotiate the deal? Get in the comments, let me know right now. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, like this video, share, comment, and subscribe, especially the like and especially the subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys later. I am out.